4, 3.
Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
Yeah, welcome to Drinkin' Bros, kids. Weird Monday today, D'Anthony. Are we going to war over Nancy Pelosi?
Over her? I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Well, maybe.
Okay.
So she's going to the Taiwan press is reporting that she's citing some unnamed source, by the way, which is kind of weird. That she's going to...
Wait, she is or the government is?
What are you talking about?
Nancy Pelosi citing...
No. News outlets in Taiwan are reporting that Nancy Pelosi is coming to visit there, and China basically said what George H.W. Bush said, this aggression will not stand. Right. I'm not sure how that constitutes aggression necessarily.
She's pretty aggressive, and she's got damn heavies, Dan, so who knows, dude?
I think there's plenty of big titties in Taiwan, though.
Well, those are bought. These appear to be real on old Nance.
No, there's no way.
And to be honest, because you were over there.
Yeah.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Oh, yeah.
Not in Iraq, but they're on Nancy's chest.
I don't know how that's relevant.
Dan, if you're going to start a war over something, there's 2 bombs attached to her right now versus what we had over there, you know?
She's going to... The trip is definitely planned already. So she's visiting Singapore, Malaysia, South Korea, and Japan. The press release that came from I think it was from her office or the State Department or something, didn't mention anything about Taiwan, but that's the rumor on the street.
Sure.
Again...
I'll pull up CNBC here. Several Taiwan media outlets report that U.S. House of Representatives Speaker Nancy Pelosi will visit Taiwan on Tuesday. So that is tomorrow, or is it Tuesday there already?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, I mean, technically it would be Tuesday in a couple hours.
All right. And then Taiwan's foreign ministry says it has no comments on the reports of her travel plans and no further information to share with the media. Why does she want to go there in the first place? Do we know that?
Well, so Taiwan is where all of our microprocessing chips are made.
Okay.
You know, this big shortage where you can't get fucking cars or, more importantly, PlayStations, and it's fucking us over. That's why. Is because of the Chinese attitude, I suppose, towards Taiwan and the Taiwan desire to be free. Obviously, we're going to try, like, if she's going there, just think about who Nancy Pelosi is as a human being. She's going to go there and be like, hey, could you guys shut up because my grandson didn't get his PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
All right?
Yeah,
and I also bought a bunch of stock in Sony, and I want the PlayStation to do well this year.
Yeah.
So maybe shut the fuck up. And, if you get enslaved, you get enslaved.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm reading this, and China says they will not stand by for this type of aggression because they claim that they own Taiwan, whereas the U.S. fails to recognize that. Correct?
Well, I mean, think about this from their point of view. If I don't know. If like the Queen of England or somebody, or the Prime Minister of England, or a member of Parliament came over to Texas to negotiate with Texas about a deal that didn't include the United States somehow. Now, technically, whomever she negotiated with in Texas would be in violation of what's known as the Logan Act, which prevents an American citizen, whether they're in a position of power or not, from negotiating with foreign heads of state or foreign diplomats without the express written consent of Major League Baseball.
Right.
So China's got the same law there. So they would be, technically speaking, under their law, they would be well within their rights to apprehend Miss Pelosi.
Take her.
Right.
Yeah. Like Brittany Griner.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like that's what... The reason I broke it down like that is because that's a crime even in America, not just like with Chinese authoritarian bullshit. That's a crime here as well. So, it's a touchy subject. I'm not saying we should or shouldn't do it. It is problematic, right? There's consequences to doing something like that, but we should do it, I guess.
But doesn't Taiwan claim that they're not owned by China?
Well, what if Texas today said that they're not owned by America?
Well, with ERCOT, let's face it, Texas has no choice.
Sure they do.
Did your power go out last night?
No.
Oh, yeah. We had it.
No.
We got it last night.
But Texas would be fine without the United States. 100%.
Not with their grid, not with the electrical grid.
Look, the reason that they didn't fix it is because they didn't feel like they had to, but necessity is the mother of invention. It's not very difficult to amp the grid up in the way that it's supposed to be.
Yeah, well, it definitely needs to be amped up. With the Pelosi sitch here over in Taiwan, I mean, look, if Taiwan is saying we're not owned by China, China's saying we own by Taiwan, why risk it at that point? If you weren't willing to get in the fight with Ukraine, you're certainly not willing to get in a fight with fucking China.
Well, it's like they are in the fight with Ukraine, just not in the way that we normally do it. They're just using it as an opportunity to embezzle money from the American people, right?
Yeah.
So we went through that whole list from that $54 billion dealio. It was, I think, $22 billion never left the United States.
Uh-huh.
So that's not exactly sending $54 billion to Ukraine, is it? I don't know what the goal would be. Is it just to instigate with China? Like, if that's the case, that's stupid. You know what I mean? Like, what's the fucking point of that?
I'm not sure, because otherwise, if it was just about the semiconductors and you wanted to send a representative over there, send some lower level shitbag rather than somebody who's this high profile.
Well, I mean, this is like what we call recon by fire, right? So sometimes you're out on patrol and your spider senses start tingling, but you don't see anybody, so you just start shooting off into the void to see if anybody returns fire. Test balloon is what they call it in politics, where you just kind of like leak some information and see what the global reaction to it is, right? So it is the Chancellor of Germany, and I guess if England had a prime minister, which they don't,
right?
What are they saying about it? What's the UN saying about it? Does Russia come out and say something? Not long after this leak that Pelosi might be going to Taiwan came out, for some unknown reason, Putin put out a new list of the biggest threats to Russia, and the U.S. was number one on that, right? So that's you're trying to ferret out things like that. So it may not ever even happen. It may just be like to stir the hornet's nest and see what pops up.
Now, on the reverse to this,
reverse cowboy.
Yeah, let's go reverse cowboy on this. Is there any possibility that Taiwan is making this up for their own benefit to make it look like the U.S. stands behind Taiwan, and any further aggression from China, the U.S. is their ally?
I mean, yeah, anything's possible.
Because according to these articles, and this is, again, like, I'll trust CNBC on this one, these are all coming from Taiwan outlets. Nothing from America, nothing from the American media, nothing from the White House yet.
My guess is, this is like a wild fucking throw it at the wall guess here, but my guess is the United States is engaged in a two-front war already right now, one in Africa, right, with all the stuff that's going on there, and one in Ukraine right now, even though we don't have like regular army active duty people deployed there. Right now is a really good time for China to do something in Taiwan, to take that bitch over completely. And same with Hong Kong, by the way.
Right, yeah.
And my guess is the State Department or the agency heard chatter that China's planning something, and they're trying to dust stuff up so eyeballs are on them so they can't get away with sneaky shit. That's my guess.
Okay. So if you had to put money on it, let's say, I don't know, let's pick a website like mybookie.com, promo code Drinkin Bros, which would double your deposit up to $1,000. Where would your money go? Does she end up going tomorrow, yes or no?
I doubt it, but, it's possible. I mean, I think, why would you, to me, it would be dumb to go to Taiwan, right? Like, just the security element that you would need to take to do that. And second, if the meeting was private and it got exposed, you would call it off anyways. She's already going to be in Singapore and Malaysia and a number of other countries. Why doesn't somebody from Taiwan come there and meet her there? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it doesn't make sense for her to go to Taiwan.
It doesn't. Now, I'm curious, I would imagine China has the capabilities to track her or the plane or some form of plane that's going in and out of Taiwan. Let's say they don't, though. Let's say she gets in the country, she tours it, they snap off some pictures, and it ends up in the media. Then what?
I don't know. Fucking, what are they going to do?
Well, I mean,
they're not, like, China isn't coming at North America with troops or anything like that, because they would get fucking annihilated if that happened.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. So nothing would ever really happen with this.
I mean, so it's you know how these things work. The larger two entities get, the less likely they'll face off head to head. But the more likely, just like with the Cold War, that a bunch of proxy wars will happen, right? Mm-hmm. So anywhere that we have any kind of interest now, you're going to start seeing Chinese mercenaries or troops show up, like Africa, for example.
Okay. Well, that's fun, huh?
Yeah. I mean,
So it's a fun way to start off the Monday.
it's just a big dumb game where you remember that song "Fortunate Son" by
Yeah.
CCR?
Yeah,
It's that. It's like all these people who are elitists playing what they think is chess, but is actually checkers, and fleecing all of us in the process.
If we went to a third world war over Nancy Pelosi, that would make me sad. Because that one I'm not really willing to die for.
No,
you know?
if her, I mean, I would be sad that whatever contingent of security with her got shot out of the sky. But if she did, I wouldn't really care.
Yeah, so let's play devil's advocate on that side. Let's say she did fly in, they knew she was coming in, and they shot the plane down.
Then we go to war with China.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, 100%. And I would agree with it too. Because fuck them.
All
like
right.
if we, you don't. You've heard that phrase, "Don't kill the messenger," right?
Mm-hmm.
It's because a diplomat is off limits. They're carrying a message from the leaders. If you got a problem with it, then you got a problem with it. That's fine, but you don't kill them or you don't harm them in any kind of way. You don't molest them. So if that happens, then you know that the other side isn't operating in good faith, and the only acceptable conclusion for me for that is absolute total war, which means we fucking nuke China and wipe them off the face of the earth.
All
like
right.
if they came after one of our
Yeah.
statesmen like that, yeah, we would fucking kill them.
Well, that'll lead me to the next question, because a lot of people think to save midterms and everything else, you almost need a war at this point. And that's not me. That is in the media right now, where they're like, hey, dude, you would need some form of war because technically, or I mean, not technically, but in every presidency in a time of war, you're not going to see a changing of guard as far as politics go. Any chance that they're doing it for that?
Well, I definitely think it's something of a distraction. Yeah. Like, why would you send Nancy Pelosi to all these places instead of, like, I don't know, the ambassador to that fucking country?
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean? Doesn't
that's
make any
what
sense.
exactly.
Like,
It doesn't make sense.
she's a person who doesn't like carry a whole lot of respect internationally either. Like, do you think China, with the way they operate, respects some woke cunt that behaves the way she does all the time? Like, of course not.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about her. Like, her going there is not going to fucking be a thing. They don't respect women in the first place, much less one that's like super woke and anti-male.
And the other part is, why send the Speaker of the House? Because nobody gives a shit about the Speaker of the House. That's truthfully not a job that travels for meetings like this. The whole thing is very, very odd to me, and I don't really understand it. Because I remember it was John Kerry, right? Wasn't he the dude back in the day who was traveling around doing all the peace missions and all that bullshit, visiting the countries?
Yeah, but he was the Secretary of State at the time.
So who's our
State.
Secretary of State right now? Do we know?
Blinken.
Well, Blinken. Why wouldn't Blinken go on these trips?
Good question.
So odd. Because Pelosi, what would you say? I'd even say she's bigger than Kamala. I would say you got Biden at 1, Pelosi at 2, and probably Chuck Schumer at 3 in the Democratic Party.
Well, if you're talking about the line of succession, she is number 3.
But not the line of succession. I'm just talking about popularity and what would get the media involved like this in a frenzy, because people have been talking about this for the last 2 days now. I don't think it would be Kamala. I think it would be Pelosi or Schumer. And yeah, the whole thing feels extremely fucking bizarre.
Well, if you're trying to, so if I was having a diplomatic issue with Egypt or UAE or somebody like that, Qatar, and I wanted to instigate, I would send a woman because that pisses them off.
Okay.
So, yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to send the Speaker of the House, to be honest.
No, that's just not a position that has ever gone to one of these countries for one of these trips. And now, in the middle of August, 3 months before midterms, it's strange.
But I mean, weird shit like this has happened before. Why did John McCain keep going back to Iraq? You know, He was a fucking senator.
Well, didn't they send him because he was a veteran and, you know?
Yeah, but the guy who was running the fucking, what's his name, Chuck Hagel, I think, was a veteran of the 82nd Airborne as well, and he was the goddamn Secretary of Defense. I don't need a fucking senator over here. It's not your job. So, you know, it's just, like maybe maybe Pelosi has some pre-existing relationship with some dignitary over there or somebody in the government. That could be, I don't know.
Okay.
The answer is I don't know.
And then speaking of which, they've got some breaking news here. Bob, if you can pull up the Daily Mail. Chinese state media is sending a grim warning to sinner Nancy Pelosi. I'm not really sure what that means. It says, let her go to Taiwan, ... but pray for her. And the Red Army has released video of missile strikes ahead of the trip tomorrow night. As Taipei says, prepare for war and cancels military leave. What's the video that they put up there? Oh, that looks fun. If they sent a fun, flirty video there. Look at that. There you go. Maybe we could pop that up on screen there.
This is fucking stupid.
This is crazy. So the video includes missile strikes and simulation of what an invasion would look like.
Go to the Drudge Report and then click the big red link that
There you
says
go.
missile strike video.
Pop it up, Bob. Not even close.
Missile strike video.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and I'm looking at a bunch of troops running around. This looks like a recruiting video too.
Wait,
so maybe it's serving two things.
Look at this stupid shit.
Yeah.
Nope, no free ads.
No free ads.
Fuck you.
I like Suds Monkey though.
I don't know what
And
Suds
I'm
Monkey
happy.
is.
They are great,
Right
yeah.
down the street.
Oh, it's
Right
a
down the
pizza
street.
place. Yeah, they're not bad.
They got beer, pizza, bunch of things.
All right,
there.
here we go.
Oh, that's a fun song. Probably mute that. We don't own the rights. China does. All right, they got some helicopters there. This is nice. This looks like boy. This looks like early 80s footage. They've got some underground guys
They're
there.
using like a replica of our seal delivery vehicle from the early 1990s there.
Wow, look at that, dude. Are those F-18s like the old ones?
Well, they would be MiGs, I believe.
Okay.
Feel like I'm looking at a 3 stars highlight video.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's like, dude, I mean, look, he just juked the shit out of that guy, but then you get him on a field with SEC dudes, and it's just...
I need to get housed. Man, it's so crazy how tiny Chinese soldiers are.
I'm just showing
I
up.
can
Is this
never
Top
get
Gun
over
2?
it. Yeah, pretty much. This looks like the old 80s recruitment video for the Army and in America here.
Things are going to get super complicated for Hollywood soon. and the NBA.
For real.
Like LeBron James might have to take a side.
Well, they didn't pick up Space Jam 2 over there. So one would have thought he would have already taken a side, but the Lakers are sponsored by Wish. So you don't really have a choice on that. But this thing keeps going on. How long's the video, Bob? I mean, good for them.
2:20?
2 minutes and 20 seconds. They stretched this out. Look, you put up a trailer of 2 minutes and 20 seconds for a movie, it better be an Oscar winner.
This is pussy bullshit, by the way. Like one of the things that a lot of people liked about Trump was that he would just openly threaten. He wouldn't be like, "Oh, it could go wrong for you if you go over there." He would just openly threaten people.
I loved it.
Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna
bomb the shit out of you.
We'll start a trade war with you if you don't release fucking what's his name?
A$AP Rocky.
Yeah, A$AP Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is retarded. This whole thing. You can cut this. I'm
This
tired.
is
I'm tired of
fucking
watching this.
hilarious, dude. That's what war looks like, guys. You just saw it from China. China just sent you a video of what war would look like if we send Nancy Pelosi there. What if we wake up, though, and that happens?
Then it's bulls on parade, buddy.
Yeah.
You know, remember that scene in 300 where the dude's talking about the best thing that could ever happen to him is a great war that would be honorable to die in.
Yeah.
There's a lot of us that agree with that.
I'm looking at the chat here. Roscoe Truman says, when we go to war, Biden won't even know. I'll give the order live on TV. Well, we're in war. Boy, could you imagine a worse president there for this right now if that were to happen?
Well, he wouldn't be president long. Nico the Greco mentioned John Cena. That's a good idea. We should send John Cena instead of Nancy Pelosi. I mean, at least that would make sense. He speaks the language.
Yeah. He's fluent. Bam, 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 bam. Plus, you wouldn't see him. You wouldn't see him coming in. So there's all the photos. It's not really going to matter.
The best camouflage. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen here, but it's probably a giant nothing burger that's being made to seem larger than it is so they can distract people from how terribly they're running the country.
It's fun to chat about, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's fun to think about, but not as fun as this Russian tourism video. And it's not actually, it's not technically not even a tourism video. No. It's more like the videos that Texas was making, that Rick Perry was making, what, fucking 8 or 10 years ago to try to convince Californians to move their businesses to Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. This is like some of the best unintentional comedy I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Now, what are we about to see?
We're about to see, this is the Russian government produced this. And, you know, anytime a government produces media, you know how fucking stupid it is.
Well, we just watched it. We watched China's, and that was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Is this worse than China's?
This is worse. This one is like the fucking, remember that ISIS training video that they released to try to intimidate people?
Oh, yeah.
Dudes doing like barrel rolls like Jeff Speakman in The Perfect Weapon or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off, dude. It's just so fun. It's like a mix between that ISIS video and the end of Team America World Police, where they're like, McDonald's, fuck yeah, slavery, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But just play it. Just play it. Play the whole goddamn thing.
Is there music in this, Bobby?
Yeah, but I don't care.
All right.
It's really funny.
This is Russia. Delicious cuisine.
Oof.
Whoa.
Beautiful
terrible.
women.
That was Salmon Row.
Beautiful
Cheap
women.
gas.
There is hot women. That wasn't one of them.
Rich history.
Cheap
World
gas.
famous literature. Unique architecture. Fertile soil.
Yeah.
Cheap electricity and water. Ballet.
Huh.
Cheap taxi and delivery.
Yeah, you bet.
Traditional values. Christianity. No cancel culture.
No cancel culture.
Hospitality. Vodka. Economy that can withstand thousands of sanctions. Time to move to Russia. Don't delay. Winter is coming.
Did they pay Game of Thrones for that? Or?
Yeah, not only that, but like winter's the worst time to be there. Like,
Well, that's why you
winter's
got
coming.
You got to get there, and
Yeah.
you got to get there and set up your campsite
Fuck.
before it gets too crowded.
There's
I
no
guess.
way that's real. Is that
Oh,
real?
it's real. It's very real.
And the government made that?
Yes.
Yes.
When they were describing the vodka for the audio listeners at home, it looked like somebody had taken a marker and just written the word vodka on a clear bottle.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
It seems like the move to Cleveland
Yeah.
video
Yeah.
from like a decade ago.
Coming down to Cleveland
oh
town,
boy, that was the
everyone.
best.
At least we're not Detroit.
Exactly. Fucking A. And so they hoping this works for Americans, or is this going out worldwide?
Well, I don't know that it matters, to be honest, because nobody's dumb enough to fucking move to. Well, there are plenty of people that are.
There's
dumb enough,
tons of people who are dumb enough. You see something like that,
yeah.
and you think to yourself, you know what? I should pick up and leave. I'm working from home now, anyways. Who cares?
I don't know why they didn't get some celebrity spokespeople involved.
Where is Steven Seagal?
Yeah.
Well, he's still American technically, right?
He lives there, though.
I thought he lived in China now.
No, I think he lives in Russia.
When I talked to him, he was in China last
Yeah,
time.
who are they going to get? Snowden? Like,
Yeah, I think Snowden. What about what's his nuts? UFC guy. Best of all time, undefeated. God, you watch UFC. It's fucking insane.
You're talking about Khabib?
Yes, there we go.
Yeah,
Why not him?
Because they're not really friendly with the white Russians.
yeah, he's Dagestani.
Yeah.
What is it? What's the difference there?
It's a former Soviet republic, and they don't really like Russia very much.
Nor does
Got it,
Russia.
got it.
Russia really isn't a fan of the non-whites either.
Yeah.
Anything east of the Ural Mountains or south of I don't even know what, that's kind of not. They're not huge fans.
Well, they had one black girl in that video, so it seems fine.
Yeah, what's weird is on the no cancel culture thing, which is funny because like they have the top tier cancel culture. They
Death.
have what
Death.
we're afraid of. Yeah, when we're like, oh man, cancel culture, that's a slippery slope to like authoritarianism. They're just already there.
Yeah,
In the authoritarian part.
They have actual death.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah,
not.
you just die there. So
But it's fucking funny, right? I mean, I love it.
yeah, I love the video.
I think we should.
I love all of it.
We should make one of these too, but like make it ironically.
Yeah.
Like do it the right way, which is to do it ironically.
That's amazing. We should do a move to Austin one with the hipsters.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
and
it's
the whole fucking
hipsters
thing.
and homeless people.
Yeah, we can have the power going out last night. So we had the rolling brownouts. That was fun.
You know.
Yeah, we have
for
a whole
few hours. Did
did
you
a
guys?
whole
Did you guys get the rolling brownouts last night?
No, we did not. I guess it was a dripping thing.
Yeah.
did
No,
do
no,
a,
This was. I'm in Austin now. So.
Reds.
Oh yeah.
We did a move to Austin skit though.
Did you really?
Yeah.
It wasn't that good.
It was fine though.
It was all right.
You guys grading your shit over there?
Yeah, we had better sketches.
Okay. All right. Yeah, but that's fun, man. We're 2 for 2, I think, on the videos today. China's military seems powerful and strong.
Yeah.
And then Russia seems like the place where I want to pick up my family and live. I don't really see the problem right now.
Well, there's a third video, and this one is going to be the best thing you see today for sure. And
Okay.
maybe for some time.
All right. What is that video?
I'll tee it up. So, Giorgio and I made this video 2 weeks ago about how to handle the ATF if they show up at your house.
Yeah.
And,
we played it on the show. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I thought it was pretty good, but to be honest, this one is way fucking better.
Okay. Who is this? Who did this?
And this is not a comedy video. This just happens to be extremely funny. I'm not sure who it is involved in it. All I know is that it's the best thing I've ever seen.
Okay, great. Pop that up, Bob. What do we got?
All right, so I need to get it to the right spot because it's there's like a whole intro for it that Ryan. I think this is Ryan Long, isn't it?
No.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
So is the video inside that video?
Yeah, you got
Okay, let me see your hands.
Back
I
it
need to
up,
see
back
some
it up,
ID.
back
Get
it
on
up.
the ground.
back it up. Go, I want to hear the first part of the explanation because he leads into the video.
Why is the video so tiny, by the way?
Because it's on TikTok.
TikTok is shitty on desktop.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah, this is a TikTok video.
Yeah. Yeah, go full screen.
You can't.
It won't allow you to do it, huh?
Yeah, I checked that. Trust me.
Wow. TikTok's got it down, dude. That's better. There we go. Yeah, you can play there. Yeah, that works.
Okay. There we go.
Of the ATF going to a house, and the ATF is like, hey, you bought some guns, we need to see if you still have them because of straw purchase. A complete violation of your Second Amendment, your Fourth Amendment, and just, basic common sense and humanity. Here's where the ATF agents, they go to one dude's house, and the dude goes, oh yeah, I'm going to go get it. Hold on a second. Closes the door, calls the cops, and goes, there's somebody out here pretending to be a cop who wants to see my guns. And that's how you get this confrontation right here.
Hey, turn around. Let me see your hands. Turn around. Let me see your hands. Okay, let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground. Get on the ground now.
Is this real?
Yes.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground now.
I'm a federal agent.
917-110-3.
I'm a federal agent.
Get on the ground so I can find out who you are.
It ain't happening.
This is how you get shot.
I got my ID.
Do not reach for your waist. Keep your hands up.
Dude, why would I have an Olay shit?
Get your hands up.
Yeah.
Get on the ground.
No way, dude.
Down now.
Oh, it gets better.
You guys are making a big mistake.
You are the one making the mistake.
And then he finds, I get on the ground. I'm a federal agent. If that got you off, have a cigarette. Get ready for round two because it gets way better.
What?
Do not resist.
I'm not resisting.
You're acting like a moron.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Don't do this. Wait a second. I got a medical condition. Get my license out of my pocket.
We're getting you secured first.
Please, wait. No. Hold on. I'm hyperventilating.
Holy shit.
I can't breathe.
I'm not.
Stop resisting.
Would you
now.
please get my ID out of my left pocket?
Stop
I'm
resisting.
begging you. My wife's please.
My wife's pregnant. Where did that come from?
Sir, please.
My
get
wife's
taser out.
pregnant?
Federal friend.
Get your taser out, Jill.
No, don't do that.
Don't make me.
Don't do that.
Oh, no. They're fucking tasing him,
Crazy
dude?
video of the ATF.
Holy fucking
Now tell me-
shit. Are you kidding me?
Tell me that's not
That's real?
the best thing you've ever seen in your life. It took me on a journey.
Dude, that was better than Nope.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
a lot better
Yeah.
than Nope. Holy shit. I was not expecting any of that.
No, it
So
takes-
that is real, and that's like we've definitely
Yeah, it's real.
fact checked that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How many
Holy
times?
shit.
How many times do you think he's heard things like that? Like, please, I got a medical condition. My wife's pregnant. He's like, yeah, right, asshole, and just puts his fucking face
Every single
and then,
time.
Then fucking shoots the guy's dog.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Fuck the ATF and everybody that works there. But I really enjoy how this took us on a journey.
Yeah.
From a guy who thought he was tough to a guy who's screaming that he's got a medical condition and his wife is pregnant.
Holy shit. And
I mean, he
he used the George Floyd. He gave George Floyd a shout out. I can't breathe.
He should just comply.
Unfortunately,
Right? Isn't that what the cops have been telling us this whole time?
Just
to
comply.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
if you are who you say you are, they'll just let you go.
I guarantee those cops also got laid off or something, though.
I hope not. If they
I
did,
don't think so.
If they did, then they should fucking file a goddamn lawsuit.
Yeah, because it's pretty easy to whip out your identification and just hand it over.
Well, no, I mean the correct thing to do would be to keep your hands out away from you and say, and then put your knees on the ground and put your hands behind your head and let the cop do what they're gonna do. Right? If the cop's already got his gun out, that's not a good situation.
I mean, he made it worse for himself because he was like, don't do that. You know who I fucking am?
Yeah. He's no one.
Yeah.
The ATF is a fucking joke. And, the entire federal government's a joke, but especially the ATF. It shouldn't exist. And that's why you should abolish the ATF.
So what's weird is I think in the video you made, you said to call the cops, right? You were telling people to call the cops?
No, I told him to tell the ATF to get the fuck off my property because you don't have a warrant.
Right.
Like, this is a warrantless search. It's a violation of the Fourth Amendment. Immediately get the fuck out of here.
What-
right?
what
So
did he
this
say
guy
he
just
had?
called the cops and just waited.
So this was the same thing. This was another one of those situations where the ATF thinks they have the right to show up to my house because I made multiple gun purchases. They don't. It's not a crime, right? And they don't have the right to come ask me about any of my shit. How would they even know what guns I have and haven't purchased unless they're keeping a gun registry, which is against federal law, right?
Exactly.
So this is actually a way. This is every time. I encourage all of you to buy multiple guns, right? At the same time, buy multiple guns. And as soon as the ATF shows up, call your local police and tell them that there's a fucking lunatic outside pretending to be a cop and he's trying to get my guns.
Yeah.
Do it every single time.
What did you say? You didn't have a warrant? What was he holding up?
That's the purchase order.
Is that what he? Is that?
You saw the video that we made, right?
Yeah.
It's a purchase order showing So for some reason, and this is totally illegal. I don't know how this is still being allowed after all this press, but whenever multiple purchases of a gun are made at the same time, 2 or more, then apparently the ATF it generates a report and sends it to the ATF.
Okay.
Which is a de facto
That's a registry, right?
Yeah. Yes. So.
I have a question, dude.
Huh?
I have a question.
Sure.
So as an ATF agent and knowing these things, why don't you just go get some coffee instead? You get those.
I'm sure there are people that do that. Probably. But to be honest, when I left Homeland Security, I was hired at the ATF to do intelligence work for them, and then I guess that was 2016, maybe something like that.
And what did that involve?
Well, I didn't actually go to work there.
Okay.
Because I wasn't. It was during the onboarding process after my TS security clearance came back when they started that. I wasn't really familiar with what they did. I just was bored and wanted to do an intel work. And then during the before I actually signed the contract and all that stuff, the end processing part, they were kind of telling me what their job was. And I'm like, oh, I'm not doing this.
Right.
Like all of this is illegal. What are you talking about? He goes, yeah, basically what you'll be doing is capturing information and building databases and stuff. I'm like, sorry, what? Because that's not legal to do that. So yeah, I passed on that and went to work for Black Rifle instead, and that worked out pretty well.
Gotcha. So with this guy who was on the ground saying he can't breathe, his wife is pregnant and everything else, right? Once this video circulates to his buddies in the ATF and all that other shit, how does that shake out there? Do they keep him on after that?
I mean, I don't know that you can get fired for being a pussy, right? For being a dumb coward, can you get fired for that? Did the entire Uvalde Police Department get fired yet? Because if not, then I'm not sure that's possible.
What?
Because just to be clear, they're all dumb cowards.
Right. What would happen, though, if these two guys got in a shootout with the ATF and the police?
The ATF doesn't have jurisdiction anywhere.
Okay.
Right? They're a regulatory inspection body. Now, they have quote unquote covered positions, 1811 positions and 1802, I think, or 1803, whatever it is. But they're not, that is that police officer or sheriff's deputy's jurisdiction. and what they say is the fucking law. A federal agent doesn't have the right. People watch television too much, right? So if there's a murder investigation going on and a fucking FBI agent shows up and goes, "This is my investigation now." No, the fuck it's not, bitch. Get the fuck back out of here. This is my place. You don't have the authority to come here and take this case away unless a federal judge says that it's federal jurisdiction. Then you can. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, it doesn't work that way. So a local police officer has more, I guess, statutory authority in that situation than the ATF does, 100%.
Okay.
Now, what happens if they get in a gunfight? Probably nobody hits anything, to be honest, because local police can't shoot and ATF definitely can't shoot unless you're a dog. Then they'll shoot you.
Okay. That's so fucking wild,
Yeah.
man. Gothard on here saying maybe back the boys in blue after all. Adam Gothard.
Yeah. But this is basically like in a fucking shitty fighting movie where two dudes are running at one dude and he just like kind of steps out of the way and lets them run into each other. Beep.
I was not expecting any of this when we walked in today.
It's really fun.
None of it. And my days in the last 35 minutes has been completely made.
The internet has been good to us today.
Very, very kind. Very, very kind. We got some sponsors here real quick who put this shit wagon on the air. And we're going to get into the Paxlovid situation here. Biden got COVID again for the second time in, 2 weeks now? How that guy is still alive is unbelievable to me. But hopefully he's resting comfortably on a ghost bed from ghostbed.com/drinking bros. If you got COVID for the second time, you might as well get that adjustable base. Got to go all the way up. You're going to be watching a lot of TV in isolation, Mr. President. And you can get 40% off at ghostbed.com/drinking bros. Off of that bundle package. That is the adjustable base and the mattress combined together. It's got remote control, USB ports on the side of the bed, flashlights. More importantly, they get the cooling mattress. This heat wave is not subsiding, kids. You need to lay down on that mattress and get about 15 degrees cooler. Same with the pillows. They've got a patent cooling technology that is inside all of their shit, and I don't know what it is or how they're doing it, but goddamn it if it isn't nice and cool. When the power went out last night, we took off the sheets and just laid our skin down on Ghost Beds, dude. Thank you, Ghost Bed. 30% off everything in the entire store with the promo code Drinkin' Bros at checkout. Fill that card all the way to the ceiling. Go as high as it'll possibly go, 30% off. If you want the sheets are just as good as the goddamn mattress as well, man. They're like Sean Johns. They got this elastic strip that goes around the whole thing. They're amazing. Check those out if you haven't. They got the weighted blankets. That'll make you sleep for 48 hours, apparently. I can't use it because I've got to get up, but everybody loves that thing. And then obviously the pillows, which I talked about earlier. And then at the bottom of the page, when you check out, you're going to see a 60-month pay-as-you-go program. No interest there. If you check that box, if you have decent credits, you can walk out of there with a brand new bedroom set for about $25 a month. Go to ghostbed.com/drinking bros today. Next up, we've got policygenius.com/drinking bros. Man, Policy Genius. It's all lowercase, by the way. They're not an insurance company. It's a marketplace that helps insurance shoppers understand their options, compare quotes across multiple companies, and buy a policy all in one place. We usually pin all these descriptions inside of our audio channels on Drinkin' Bros, on Spotify, on iTunes, wherever you get your shows. You'll see the descriptions on there. So if any of these products are for you, just scroll down and then click it, and then it'll take you right there. This is about life insurance. And let's face it, with Nancy Pelosi going over to Taiwan, we all might need it. I think it's going to be flooded tonight. I think policygenius.com/drinking bros is going to be flooded with it. The best way to think of it is like a kayak where they just compare quotes from all over the internet. They don't charge you anything for it. You could save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes with Policy Genius. Options start at just $17 per month for a $500,000 coverage. I'm not kidding when I say that. $17 a month for a $500,000 coverage. If you get started when you're younger, it's even cheaper. The older you get, the more expensive it gets. Why? Because you're going to die as you get older. That's why. Like Biden couldn't get life insurance right now. Well, he could, but it'd be about, $50, $60K a month, somewhere in there. It'd be real expensive. So
Now,
you want to
could
start
Hunter?
young. I doubt it because you still depends on what it is. Go to Policy Genius and they'll tell you. Because they'll tell you if you got to take a blood test or urine test or hair samples or all that other stuff. I know we did for ours when we got our life insurance here for the company. We had to do all that stuff. So check it out. Policy Genius will tell you what you got to go through. Policy Genius doesn't add on any extra fees. All your personal info is private. Policy Genius doesn't sell your details to third parties. Policy Genius has thousands of 5-star reviews across Google, and Trustpilot. Policy Genius has options that offer coverage as little as a week and avoid unnecessary medical exams. So there you go. There's your answer, Bobby. You avoid it. But I have a feeling if you go to the top tiered ones, they will ask you for it at some point. But right now, they avoid it. They've been open since 2014, and Policy Genius has helped over 30 million people shop for insurance and placed over $150 billion in coverage. Head to policygenius.com/drinkinbros to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save. Head to policygenius.com/drinkinbros to get free life insurance quotes. See how much you can save over there. Last but not least, we got hardafseltzer.com. Pop it up, Bobby. 30 days left to get the original flavors in there. The peach, strawberry shortcake, the lemon lime, the blue raspberry. We're live in Texas. Fire up the store locator. Who is the new one? Frugal McDougal? Frugal McDougal is down there, and they just ordered a ton of cases up in Frugal McDougal down there. We're live in so many stores, dude. Knoxville, Chattanooga, Nashville, Memphis, Smyrna, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro. I mean, we're all over that state. What's the highest one up there, Bob? Go all the way to the top. Yeah, what's that? Click on that.
It's in Clarksville. There's 2 in Clarksville.
Oh, those are new. What do we got in Clarksville?
Value and Variety.
Okay.
At 3863 Trenton Road.
Yeah.
And Mulligan's Wine and Spirits.
Yes, Mulligan's up in Clarksville, Tennessee.
That's Coffee County.
Is that on the border of Kentucky up there?
Yes.
It is. So if you're Kentucky, dude, pop on over to Clarksville. That's a very quick drive.
Also, if you're in Kentucky, leave Kentucky.
There's certain.
Nope.
No, you're right. You're right. I love the Derby, but I'm only there for 3 days, and there's only enough things to do for about 2 days there. Yep. What's their football like? Have you guys partied there for TFM or any of that shit?
Well, we got a buddy
who's
a coach for there. He's like a strength and conditioning coach for them. Remember?
Yeah.
The guy we went to the Derby with.
I obviously know him, but he's not going to give us an honest answer.
No, he won't.
So what's the party sitch like there?
At UK?
Yeah.
Their big party is it's a horse race right before the Kentucky Derby.
The night before?
Like a week or 2 before.
Like Oakwood or Oak Hill or something like that?
Yeah, I forget the name. I'm totally blanking on it, but that's like supposedly one of the great college parties of the entire year.
No shit.
And it's like it's basically college Kentucky Derby.
Okay.
So which sounds
God
as
damn,
rad
that
as
sounds amazing.
Yeah.
That's one of those events you drink a bunch of hard AF seltzers and then you run out in the track and punch the horse.
Yeah.
If the horse loses, you get 2 shots at it. You get 2 shots, 2 punches. If you can knock out the horse, you can knock out the horse.
Well, when I ride a horse, I ride it from the inside.
Sure.
Keeneland.
Right. Yeah.
Keeneland.
So I get inside the horse and I use my 4 limbs to work its 4 limbs.
Right.
And it's
so you're
very
just
effective.
wearing like a flesh meat suit at that point.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm protected from the elements. It's like a tauntaun.
Yeah.
Except for the horse doesn't usually die until the end.
Okay. Well, same as the Kentucky Derby, you know? Just give it till the end of it. They usually shoot one of those fuckers. Now, if you're in one of the other 41 states that we ship to, because we're in Texas, and everybody's like, how are you guys getting it in Texas? Same thing, online. It's just getting shipped to your house. Now, we only ship in cases, 24 cans, but get fucking rocked. 24 is enough to really get a fucking party started and rip the top off things. And the crazy stories you guys keep sending in about what happens, they sneak up on you. It's 8%, so it's at the end of the night when it really fucking gets you. We've been getting some wild-ass fucking stories. Did you read about the guy who shit the bed in Drinkin' Bros?
No.
Shit his own bed.
Well, I mean, that's probably better than shitting someone else's bed.
Yeah.
There's no liability if you shit your own bed. You just got to deal with it.
It's true. It's true. He shit his own bed. He was out on the lake, and he's like, it was super hot. And was like, yeah, because if you're not hydrating, look, you have a couple of these 8%ers, you're going down. I think he said 7 was what took him down eventually.
There's that's the reason that Ghost Bed sells the mattress protector.
Goddamn right.
For that very reason. We've all shit our bed. My dog shit his bed this morning.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's unusual. How old's the dog?
Well, he was sick.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah.
I didn't know if it was like a middle of the night thing where you're just like, oh, he's just lazy. Didn't feel like going outside.
No, he sleeps in a crate, so he couldn't get out.
Okay.
I'm sure if he was able to get out, he wouldn't just shit and lie down in it. I would imagine. I've never seen him do that before.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, go to hardafseltzer.com. Every single cent that comes in is going to make more cans to go into a different state. We are live in another state here in about 3 to 4 weeks. Looking forward to that, D'Anthony. And I'm going to keep an eye on this fucking Pelosi sitch all night. We'll see. Because what time would that be tonight?
I have no idea.
To go on into tomorrow, right?
No idea.
What's the time difference over there in China and Taipei?
In Taiwan,
It's 4:09 a.m. there right now.
yeah.
But 4:09 a.m. Tuesday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if she's going Tuesday, then shit, by the time I go to sleep, because I don't go to sleep so fucking late, I'll be able to see if this shit went down.
Joseph
the world
Byrne-
blow up.
So
blow up.
Yeah, go ahead.
So say 23 hours
Yeah.
ahead of us.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's do it.
Joseph Burns, I see you telling me to make my bed. I'm never making your bed is for children. That's something that you teach children to do, and women do it because they're worried that I don't know, fucking Cribs is going to show up and want to see their fucking bedroom every day.
Sure.
Never happens.
Yeah.
Not once have I ever given a fucking tour of my house in the first place, but if I did, the place where I fucking sleep and pound off all the time would not be on the list. You know what I mean? What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Does Brittany make the bed?
Not always,
Okay.
but sometimes, yeah.
All right.
She, I would say probably 80% of the time she makes it.
Okay.
And there's like giant fucking pillows everywhere that are pointless.
Yeah.
That end up on the floor as soon as we need to go to sleep. It's for decoration.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Cool, man.
That looks nice.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Biden got COVID for the second time here.
Second time in 4 days.
4
I think
days.
is the part
And they're
that's-
saying it's a positive for this Paxlovid that is causing a rebound effect for the coronavirus. I don't really understand that. First of all, what is Paxlovid?
It's an antiviral medication. So it is what a lot of people have claimed ivermectin is.
Okay.
Technically speaking, right? But it's not very effective. Now, it's effective if you're older and unvaccinated. It'll probably keep you out of the hospital if you start taking it pretty early. So it's like almost like not really a vaccine. It's just an antiviral drug like that. But if you're already vaccinated and you take it as a fucking therapeutic, it's not going to do shit. As a matter of fact, it makes you more likely to get it again very quickly. It's called a rebound infection, and it's been happening quite a bit. As a matter of fact, there's this article that's on MSN that's a repost from The Atlantic by Rachel Gutman-Wee is a really good. Towards the end, it's fun. I love reading some of these articles by fucking woke, dumb liberal media people because they'll put all the facts in the story, like, oh, nobody really thinks this works except for a couple people, and then the last two paragraphs are like not really a summary of what she just told you. Right. It's like, oh, actually, oh, fucking blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like, oh boy. But this is happening a lot. There's a couple of studies that show it doesn't really do anything.
Great.
So that's not accurate. It does do something, but if you're already vaccinated and you take it, it's maybe it helps. I mean, so the data that we have, even for older high risk people that are vaccinated, it doesn't change the hospitalization rate in any way, right?
Well, he's been vaccinated. Once, twice, 3 times. How many times did he say?
I mean, that dude's
got 3 boosters.
He's
on
got a
top of
fucking
it.
PICC line going into his body with all sorts of drugs just to keep him upright. So who the fuck knows?
So with the Paxlovid, what's the point of that on top of the? Because if it's what you're saying, what's the point of that on top of the boosters and the vaccinations and stuff?
Well,
if he's already been.
Yeah, there isn't any point. It's just like the kitchen sink approach, just throw whatever at it. And the other thing about it is that the rebound infection usually doesn't even have symptoms or anything.
Mhm.
So it's not like it's fucking dangerous. It's just fucking stupid.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we're doing, it's in intelligence work, it's called duplication of effort.
Mhm.
It's where 2 people, without knowing it, are working on the same goddamn thing, and now you've wasted time. And that's essentially what is happening here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading it now. It says with this article that you're referencing here, it says 40,000 prescriptions of Paxlovid are being handed out a day. Americans are taking Paxlovid at the same rates that we're taking oxycodone. Come on, dude.
That's Percocet, brother.
I know, but let's get rid of the Paxlovid and start giving out Percocet.
I only take Percocet
Shits.
recreationally, by the way. It doesn't, like, if I'm in actual pain, that particular oxycodone doesn't do shit for me.
Right.
I have to take, like, Celebrex or, like, a skeletal muscular relaxer for my back or something like that.
Right.
But
Percocets are just more to party.
Percocet is just, like, you take...
Just to party.
Take one or two times a week, and it will improve your life, in my opinion. Look, I'm not a doctor. But that's my personal experience. It's my lived experience, okay?
Yeah.
And you have to honor and respect that.
Yeah, we sure do. So when Biden got sick last week, he started taking the pills before the day was out. When Anthony Fauci had COVID in June, he took 2 courses, and that enthusiasm is in line with the government's messaging about the drug. Okay, so if they're trying to push this drug on the people, who makes it? Like, let's follow the money on this one. Who makes this drug?
Paxlovid is fucking Pfizer.
Is it really?
Yeah, of course. But it's like,
God damn it! So they're making the vaccination and this drug too?
Oh yeah, they're
Come
gonna
on.
they're gonna create some problems and then solve them, and we're gonna pay them both times. It's
We're fucking idiots, dude.
Oh yeah,
we're all
time,
dumb.
yeah. Yep.
Damn it! I'm moving to Russia. That video convinced me. It looks fun there.
I mean,
It looks fun in Russia.
In Russia, it's like they just show up and smack the fuck out of you. Like, quit being pussy.
Yeah.
Like, all
They
right,
have
cool, man.
ballet.
I
They
feel
have
pretty good.
vodka. They told us that. They have fertile soil.
But here's
I
the
don't
thing.
have any of those
Like,
things right
we're-
now.
Cheap taxis.
Yeah.
Cheap taxis. We don't have that.
Well, we have Uber, which is better. But
Sort of. It's $108 to go
No.
from the Austin airport to here. Like, that's fucking insane.
Maybe
14-mile drive.
Maybe it was in peak hours, but I just Ubered somebody out of here back to downtown. It was like $11.
I'm sorry. I trust Russia more.
Yeah,
And,
it's still cheaper.
still cheaper.
It's cheaper.
It's cheap. And
Here-
you probably get to drink vodka in the car.
I mean, the guy.
That's probably the driver's definitely drunk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, you're not. I don't know if you're allowed to drive sober in Russia. But the problem with this is kind of like, it's like a weird spent cost fallacy thing where the Fauci and the Biden administration and I'll get to that other part in a second. It's about Trump, by the way, because he's super pro everybody get vaccines because he's the one that made it.
Yeah.
Like, his principles fly out the window whenever it's time for him to get credit or money, as you can see with his LIV golf thing.
Yeah.
But anyways, they've gone so far, so heavy-handed on people that now they can't even admit when and where they were wrong. Like the vaccine shit, they were completely wrong about it. The fucking masking shit, the lockdowns, now this stuff. They've been wrong about every single part of this response and treatment, literally every single part of it, but they can't admit that they were wrong about it because nobody will ever trust them again. So they're just doubling down on the lie. Isn't that crazy?
That's great.
There's like a big... It'll be really interesting to see what happens in November of this year. The last report I read was, which is from a Democratic think tank. They think that the Democrats are going to lose 30 to 45 seats in the House and probably 6 seats in the Senate.
Yeah.
And by the way, if that
that's
happens,
the same numbers I read. Yeah.
If that happens, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like it's based primarily on people not trusting that side of the House anymore, which is not good for the United States, by the way. Like, we need the mom figure that's empathetic towards people, and we need the dad figure that, like, has a job. You know what I mean?
Then we
Shit
should
like that.
cast these people. Like, I don't, not elected officials. We should actually just cast them.
Well, I don't mean...
Or go to school for it. There should be some form of education, a formal education to become a politician.
No, fuck that.
Why?
Because then you get what you have now, which is career politicians. And there is a formal education for it. It's called Harvard.
For what? Politicians?
Yeah.
They're all dummies now. Who's the fucking kid in the wheelchair? Where did he go to school? Nowhere.
Oh, he got kicked out of school.
That's
I
what I'm
believe.
saying.
But yeah.
Most of them. AOC, where did she go to school? She didn't graduate anywhere, right?
Oh, she's got a master's degree.
Yeah, she went to a couple good schools.
Oh, she did?
It wasn't Ivy League.
Does she have rich parents?
No. I think she went to Boston University, maybe.
That's a rich-ass school, brother. I took a visit there.
She checks a lot of boxes to get free stuff, though. So
When I was going to college, Bob, and that was just only a couple summers ago, It was about $35 a semester, at $40 a semester at Boston. It's expensive as fuck.
She might have had some life insurance money paying for that as well.
Whoa, what happened?
Her dad died of lung cancer in 2008.
That's too bad.
Oh, shit. What did she go to for a master's?
So she went to Boston College for undergrad. She has, Boston U for undergrad, and I think, I don't fucking know, man. I'm just looking through this, but she does have a graduate degree.
She does. Where's that from? Because let's see, if you're looking at BU, that is.
Lauren went there. She paid $30 or $50K a year, so
Yeah.
$25K a semester.
Yeah, that's about right.
And she's about 10 years younger than you, I think.
Actually, I think
Okay. That's about right. Yeah.
I think she just has the undergrad degree.
Okay. But look,
Lost
it's a
all-
great
all the-
college. It's
all the
really
respect-
fucking hard to get into.
All the respect I had for AOC this
It's
went out
gone.
the window.
Now
yeah.
she's gone. So yeah, so that's kind of it. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene, where did she go, for Christ's sakes? She go anywhere? Like this is what I'm saying. Both sides. Most of these people
Please
are just
be Liberty.
fucking idiots.
Please
dude.
be Liberty
I'm
University.
hoping for a DeVry or a University of Phoenix.
She
Fly
went to-
Eagles Fly.
She's a bulldog.
She went to UGA?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Was she in a sorority?
She had to have
I
been.
guarantee
She had to have
she
been. She's fucking blonde.
partied, dude. How is there no video? Oh, she's too old. But yeah, shit. If that would have been 20 years early, man, there would have been so many fucked up videos of her. I bet she was wild as fuck back in the day.
She's also an imbecile.
Yeah, she's dumb as shit. That's my point about all of these
Yeah.
people. Like, there should be some course you have to take that is
Well,
not
no,
just being a dummy
The
and being
government,
famous.
Our government was set up such that a mix of educated people and laborers take a couple of years off from their business that they created themselves to tend to the affairs of the country or the community and then go back to what they were doing before. That's the way this is all set up. And the reason
Right.
that it looks like it's so fucked up all the time is because it is. Because none of this was supposed to be this way. We weren't supposed to have career politicians. George Washington was very clear about this. He was the first president, and he could have, there were no term limits then. Everybody expected him to run for life,
Yeah.
right? And he made it a point and even addressed the fact that he was like, all right, 2 terms and I'm out. And nobody else had more than 2 terms until FDR.
Yeah, dude. Look, this shit is getting worse and worse. Giorgio, did you watch Lollapalooza last night by any chance? Did you watch the live feed? It was on Hulu of Lollapalooza last night. So they had it on over the weekend. Coachella, the rights are on YouTube to stream and all that other shit. The reason why I bring it up in this conversation is Lori Lightfoot came out on stage and announced the last band with Perry Farrell, because Perry Farrell created Lollapalooza.
Fuck yes.
And she signed a thing, and then she unraveled it. It was like a nice little scroll that said 10 more years of Lollapalooza.
Who's Perry Farrell?
Lead singer of Jane's Addiction.
Okay.
Those
10
guys.
more years of Lori. Let's go.
So most big festivals have like one band attached to them. That's kind of like their festival, and you don't really know that, but they own like most of it behind the scenes.
Yeah, like Ozfest was Dr. Oz, and he would give medical advice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was Jane's Addiction back in the day. Okay, that makes sense. That seems about the right time.
Well,
frame.
what was the other band he was in that was popular?
Perry Farrell was in another one, but Jane's Addiction was the biggest one. I know he did some shit on his own for a while, like as a solo artist, but I think Jane's Addiction still rocks to this day. Like I said, I think they still party to this day.
Psycom, Jane's Addiction.
Oh, Porno for Pyros.
Yeah.
was
Oh
really good.
yeah,
One of the
fuck,
parts.
dude. We make great pets. We make great pets. That was their one-hit song. We make great pets. And they do. But Lori Lightfoot came on. She was wearing this fun, flirty LL Cool J hat out there to cover up her head. And then she pulled out the scroll and was just like, yeah, we're fucking doing this for 10 years. And the crowd went bug fuck.
I mean, Lollapalooza. I mean, getting 10 more years of Lollapalooza is probably the best thing she's ever done.
Yes. So at the end of her speech, she said how much money would generate for the city of Chicago. And I think she said $4.7 billion.
Oh shit! Are they going to spend any of that like cleaning up the South Side?
No, not a prayer, dude.
Because it's seriously
They're not going to Lala.
even people that live there. Like everybody that lives in a shitty area has some nickname for the area, and it's usually the first letter of the city, then Vegas. Come on down to M Vegas, man.
Yeah, Nash
I'd
Vegas.
rather kill myself than do that.
She's got to pay for hotels to have affairs with.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but like as I'm watching this last night, I'm like, where did this fucking dummy go to school? Like, where did Lori Lightfoot go to school to run a major city in the United States? It makes zero sense to me.
Gotham.
I hope so. That'd be so good if it was. Or where did Beetlejuice grow up from?
She
like,
went
where
to
was the town of Beetlejuice?
She went to Chicago Law, which is a pretty good.
That is a good school.
But
Shit.
her undergrad is Michigan.
Why are you laughing? Undergrad was Michigan. Oh, there's your answer.
Oh.
There's your answer. Those fucking losers.
She just seems like a real world penguin.
Yeah, it's strange. Even last night, because you're in like 8K now or whatever the fuck you're in, and it's all of it's too much. When you can see the pores on people's skin, it's all fucking too much. And like just seeing her up that close on that great of a stream, I was like, oh boy, let's cut this down to fucking.
It's interesting that we did that.
780.
We went from, lower resolution stuff to higher resolution stuff, and to correct for that, we just made Snapchat filters.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're going back in time.
It's fucking dumb. It's like you're exposing a huge problem and then creating another fucking solution to that problem. Sounds a lot like creating a vaccine that doesn't actually vaccinate you and then creating an antiviral drug that also doesn't antivirus you.
Yeah. It's wild, man.
Billions of dollars. Yeah.
But my point to all of this is it's just a bunch of dummies walking around who get put in these positions. And then you're like, all right, well, yeah, I mean, I guess they represent us and the people and everything else. But I mean, myself personally, I've had a bunch of conversation with these guys. It's hit and miss. I'd say 50% of them I've met are smart. 50% are just total fucking morons where it's just like, holy shit, you run this city or this town or this district or whatever it is. Like, it's crazy, man. I was drunk at an adult party once, and there was a mayor. I'm not going to say where we were. But he was doing karate chops and shit and said, we don't need the police and I can take care of it with my fists and things like that. I'm like, I understand you're hammered. You should not even be telling this to people to fucking party.
I actually respect the dumb ones more because at least they're fucking dumb. Like if you're smart and you're doing this stuff, that means you're a piece of shit. So like the whole monkeypox thing. It's so weird. Like there was some like fucking kink festival, I think, this past weekend.
San Francisco.
And everybody's so, we're like, oh, it's going to be a monkeypox outbreak. You really don't have the balls to say, hey, stop fucking each other in the ass until we get this under control. You could wait like 2 weeks. You made us stay at home for a fucking year, and you can't tell these dudes to keep their dicks out of each other's assholes for fucking a week. And now, like, it's monkeypox is endemic now, which means it's not going to be eradicated. It'll be around forever now because of the amount of people that have it.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
So it's like we had this one solved, and the solution was to just not do one thing, and we couldn't handle that. But that's how intersectionality and wokeness works. It's not about solutions or correctness or any of this stuff. It's about ranking everybody by their fucking identity and how fucking offended and protected they should be. And then everything else spawns outwardly from that.
Yeah.
And we see the results from it. We have vaccines that don't work. We have fucking pills that don't work. We have lockdowns and masks that didn't work. And we have fucking butt sex. And people don't have the fucking temerity to call it out because, God forbid, we offend somebody.
I mean, if someone told you to stop ass fucking, you'd tell them to go ass fuck themselves.
Yeah, but here's the problem though, Bob, is like if it involves monkeypox and you get it, then you're like, well, you just did that to yourself.
I know,
Yeah, you know the risk.
But
you know the risk.
Yeah, you'd still be like, is it going to kill me? No? Cool, then I'm going to keep fucking it.
I don't know, man. To be honest, if I was...
Depends on the asshole, dude.
If I was a gaylord and I'm running around and all the other gaylords are getting fucking big welts and shit on their body, and we're like, all right, maybe it's time to reflect. And not do that. Like during the AIDS epidemic, I wouldn't have just been like, fuck it, man, I'm going balls deep. I would have been like, all right, cool, let's do some research. The internet didn't exist yet, so I'm going to go to San Francisco and do some research on AIDS.
Right now.
Yeah. Let them have fun. Take the risk. I think there's certain... It's the same with like Amber Heard, right? Her vagina was so good. It's brought down all of these powerful men and women. Brought them all to their fucking knees because of how great her vagina is. There's probably dudes' assholes out there that are so tight that you're just like, I'm willing to risk it. What is it, 8 days of just some itches? Some scratches and itches? Who cares?
I don't know. It doesn't seem like, I think only one person's died from it that we know of.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's worth the risk.
But that's not the point I'm making. I'm not saying whether it's worth the risk or not. I'm saying that we know the solution to this problem.
Right.
And we will not articulate that solution because we are not behaving in a meritocratic way anymore. We're just fucking like, oh, that shouldn't be right. So it's not. Well, that's not how fucking life works, bitch. But it is kind of funny, to be honest. And it's, it's not affecting me in any way, so I don't really give a fuck.
And that's what I say. If you're out there and you're a young gay man who is looking at another man across the room and he might have the greatest asshole of all time, it's not going to do anything to you. I mean, yeah, it's about 8 days off.
And don't wear
go for it.
Definitely don't wear condoms because that doesn't even count as sex.
Go for it. Just go for it and live your dreams.
Might push you out of the closet.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the one thing you do have to worry about, but that's what long sleeves are.
Well, here's what we should worry about. So Twitter has been banning people, or at least making them delete posts. Tim Pool is one of them, who there was a story in the news where a child got monkeypox, and then one of his close male relatives is a gay man who had monkeypox as well.
Right.
And Twitter was banning people for posting that and saying, how did this happen?
Sure.
But you know exactly how it happened.
Oh. I mean, if they would admit it, they would admit it. But I've succumbed to the fact that all social media is now controlled by somebody else. And if they don't like what you post, it doesn't. You're
but
done.
That one doesn't make any sense. It's not like.
None of them make any sense.
It's not true that that gay dudes all rape kids.
No, I know.
That's stupid.
I'm with you.
Like nobody except for lunatics believe that. So you can't just say something that's true because some lunatic in fucking Mississippi, like, I told you them queers was up to no good. Like, no. Like, you're organizing your entire fucking life around the possibility that some moron might do moron shit. Really?
Yeah.
God damn it, man. I mean, society is over.
Yeah, we're all owned by somebody else. So come to my wife talks about it all the time. She's like, dude, the less you know, the better. Just keep moving along, dude. By the way, there was a story here that popped up this morning. It was super interesting. Penguin Random House, Simon and Schuster, which I didn't know there was a merger over this.
Yeah, it's going to be one company, and it's going to be it'll be Carl's Jr. according to Idiocracy.
Well, we're here. So right now the DOJ is trying to stop this from happening. Now the hilarious part about it is Penguin bought Random House. That's how they even became Penguin Random House.
Well, they needed a house.
Yeah, they do. To live in.
Yeah, because of climate change. The penguins don't have houses anymore. So
no.
They had to buy.
So they had to do all that. They bought Ballantine, and then now they're buying Simon and Schuster. And so what they're saying is, and the reason why I think this story is important is, I would say, I don't know, fucking 50% of the DMs we get are probably like people who are like, I want to write a book. I want an agent. I want to put my book out into the world, all this other stuff. Here's how impossible it truly has become now. Once I read this and got to the final numbers of this, and keep in mind, so the last book was what year was Matt's? 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
We did the book signing tour in 19, so it was probably mid-19.
Okay, so 3 years ago. So at that point, you were at 8 publishers, right? If this merger goes through, you will now be down to 4. 4 publishers for all books in the United States of America, just 4. So your chances of selling a book to a publisher and getting it out in stores and everything else across the world is very, very, very slim because they're only going to go after celebrities or crazy stories in the news where, Sully or I Survived the Thai kids cave bullshit, whatever the fuck it is, which they're making a show about that right now, by the way. That's what you're going to be down to. Now, the DOJ is suing to prevent it from happening because it'll essentially create a monopoly. Now, what they're worried about is if you're down to 4 publishers, that the advances won't be high enough anymore because the 4 of them can just get together and be like, hey, dude, do you feel like paying over $250K for a Kardashian book or a Snooki book? Me neither. Let's tell them to go fuck themselves and kind of put it at this number and we can all kind of save each other. That the competition will be down. Yes, 100% it will be down. On the flip side of this, though, the only people that are getting these types of advances now on the back end are huge celebrities or crazy stories or somebody who gets arrested and all that other shit. you are much, much better off self-publishing on your own because the publishers will rape you for every dollar that you have. I looked at the numbers from Matt's versus when, because I've had books at Simon & Schuster, Penguin, One More Place, and then I self-published. And the self-publishing numbers are much higher. If we would have done Matt's on self-publishing, we would have made fucking 3 times the amount. So don't let that deter you at home, but just know that this is a sign of publishing is not only going away, but it's exactly what Dan says. It'll be Carl's Jr. or, as we like to call it here, Amazon. Because Amazon is buying up. They just bought those hospitals the other day, those brick and mortar hospitals. Now they own Whole Foods. They essentially own the publishing world. 91% of all book sales come from Amazon anyways. So yes, they're going to own the entire world, and we're only just going to be able to sit back and watch it happen.
Well, I think Carl's Jr. is just sitting back in the cut waiting for Amazon to buy everything up. Then they're going to launch some kind of offensive and just take Amazon over.
Maybe.
I think that's what it's going to be.
Maybe, and I hope so.
Or
I wish it was a better restaurant. I'm not a big Carl's Jr.
Well, it
guy.
could be Taco Bell if you go Demolition Man.
Now, that I would love. If I like Taco Bell, I would stand for burger-wise. Gun to head, I'm still going McDonald's probably.
McDonald's is the best restaurant ever invented.
So, if it was all McDonald's, fine. I'd be fine with that. But that's what the publishing world is becoming. By the way, that's exactly what cable became as well. Time Warner, Comcast, all that other fucking bull. You're just combining like 80 different names together. AT&T ended up buying a version of that. Then it was AT&T.
Sterling Cooper, Draper Price.
100%.
It's bullshit.
Yep. And that's where we're headed with all of this.
This is why I always tell people that benevolent dictatorship is the way to go, right? Like, you're not going to get what you need out of democracy. So just find someone who you think makes really good decisions and is fair and just and give them all the power. Make sure their name is Dan. Mm-hmm. And,
Thank you.
Yeah, register. Congratulations, Delco.
Last name is not Register. It definitely doesn't come from fucking Delco. Although I would co-rule with some people.
Sure.
Like a true oligarchy might be nice.
How many people though?
9.
All right.
I would say 9, like the Supreme Court.
Do you go tech giants though? I think at this point you have to. You got to put Bezos on there. No, he owns everything, and it's great.
I go people who don't own anything. It's like the British royal family, but actually ruling. So they have assets, they have money and shit, but they don't own any companies, and they can't make any more money. They get paid the same amount regardless of what happens. You have to take profit motive out of the situation.
But I don't think you can, and because I think this is going to be controversial. I think Amazon's more powerful than the U.S. government.
Well, they don't have nuclear weapons, but
yet, or that we know of.
I mean, yeah, why not? But it's
By the way, Audible is also owned by Amazon as well. So all your audiobooks out there, they distribute to iTunes as well. They've got to deal with iTunes. So I mean, they own already half of publishing already.
I just think it would be kind of funny where if there's some kind of dispute, that. Me and a couple other people to show up and deal with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or maybe it's that we let the current system of government run with some tuning up, like get better people involved in the government, like I talk about on the Citizen Show, and then have a rogue element of people who don't report to anybody. It's the watcher of the watchers, and if they find fucked up shit going on, they have license. It's like Judge Dredd. They could just murder you.
Isn't that Homeland Security now, though?
No, they don't have any power. Homeland Security is a fucking joke.
Who's listening to us? Who's tapping our shit?
NSA.
Okay. And what kind of power do those guys have?
I mean, they have information, which is a power. I mean, that's why...
that's the most power, in my opinion.
That's why Hoover collected dirt on everybody, because he knew that. But that's not what I'm talking about. Like, these people are beyond reproach. This group of, I wouldn't call them mercenaries necessarily, but it's an element that doesn't report to anybody, and if they see injustice, they fucking take care of it. And there's no, like, law enforcement can't do anything to them. So you're able to operate with impunity.
All right.
That would be dope.
Well,
it's like Judge Dredd, right?
Yeah.
And if somebody fucks up or some person gets elected and says XYZ, and then they fucking do a bunch of weird shit using information to make themselves rich, then I show up.
Well, let's say Trump had 8 years and then they let him do more. Don't you think that's what would have happened? Kill him. You eliminate him, kill him.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I do want to be really frank about him. I said I would bring it back up, but this, I posted about it the other day and had some mixed reviews, I guess. Like a lot of people seem to agree, and a lot of people
For
didn't.
what exactly? What'd you post?
Well, yeah, you can pull it up.
Okay. What is it, on Twitter or
it's on
Instagram?
It's on both, actually.
Okay.
Because that's how you do that now.
Well, they're all the
screenshot
same.
Twitter.
They're all the fucking same now. So
yeah. So here's the post.
All right. This week, Trump marginalized the Saudi role in 9/11, which was an established fact, because acknowledging it would cost him money, principles, not people.
There we go.
Okay, and then you put hashtag live golf on there. So
if you're wondering what kind of this is why I tell you, it's not just Trump doing this. A lot of people have gotten involved with live. I'm kind of shocked that Charles Barkley didn't, to be honest.
Oh, I know the answer why he didn't.
Well, we'll get to that later, but it's if you align yourself with people and people who want power, especially, and political parties who also crave power, then this is what you get. You get people who are not balanced in any way by principles. They don't even consider whether or not what they're doing is fucked up, as long as they get some more power and more money. And Trump is one of those people. As much as you want to think of him as a fucking DC outsider, and he's still the same fucking scumbag that everybody else that runs through there is. And I'm not saying don't vote. If the 2020 vote happened again today and it was a choice between Trump and Biden, I would fucking vote for Trump 1,000 times if that were legally allowable. But he is a piece of shit.
So what was the mixed reaction there?
Some people,
Trump fans?
People are fucking stupid, so that's part of it. It's like, oh, well, what are you going to do, vote for Biden? Is that what I fucking said? No. I'm saying that he is a piece of shit, and if you align yourself with him, then you end up having to defend bullshit like that. And I'm not in that situation. I don't have to defend that. I am able to call out everybody that's a piece of shit whenever they're acting like one. And that's what we should all be doing, by the way.
Yeah, but if Liv offered me that kind of money, I'd do it. Man, I might wear the Khashoggi T-shirt.
That would probably somebody
asked
me about that
I'm
too.
all good,
and that would probably be the end of this company because you would take that deal and I would leave.
If I get $100 million from Liv,
yeah, I would assume you would take that deal and I would fucking get up and walk out of here.
Right.
Yep.
So if you're out there, Liv. What's the number? What are they giving out there, Delco? What's Liv giving out these days?
You have to be able to bring an audience to the sport. So,
not really.
What's his?
Yeah, Heinrich Stenson won this weekend, right? And that's not a big guy.
No, I'm not talking about having a big Instagram account. I'm talking about dudes who are getting the real money, or either legendary golf players, or. Can I finish my fucking sentence? Jesus Christ!
Take the lowest guy.
Or they come from Asia or something like that. These are the big payouts that you're seeing.
Patrick Reed got $80 million.
Oh, God. Are
Nobody
you kidding
wants
me?
to see Patrick Reed.
Nobody wants to see that guy.
That's
$80 million?
That's not what the data tells them, obviously, because they're not doing this fucking dumbly.
Oh, they're not.
The moves they're making are pretty smart.
They're not doing it to make money.
At all. They don't even have sponsors. I watched it. I watched it again. It was on YouTube over the weekend, and I watched it. They have no sponsors throughout any of it.
Yeah.
None. I've never seen anything like it. There's no commercials.
It's literally the Saudi government.
It's incredible.
Does it fuck with you that there's not commercials?
It's great. No, it's great. It's their whole setup is streamlined. It's great. And then they hired David Faraday.
Yeah, but when do you go
call it? And he called it this weekend, and I was like, holy shit.
But when do you go fucking pee?
It's golf.
It's golf. Whenever. Yeah, you can pee whenever. You're good.
I know, but then you're gonna miss.
You're good. So here's why I would take the money. And,
so it's the fucking the commercial break. There's still golf happening, but everybody on the broadcast team knows it's a commercial break, so they get the replays ready so you don't miss anything during that break. Now that break doesn't exist.
Sure.
That's my only problem with it.
Yeah.
I watched it and it was like interrupting stuff. Usually you just kind of time your fucking making food or whatever the fuck around that.
Yeah.
And it was gone. And then I fucking got up to go pee and I missed something.
Yeah.
It
it's also a shotgun start, so the guy that wins the tournament could finish on hole 5. It's weird.
Yeah, and by the way,
that's not good for TV.
No,
that's good for TV. But here's why I would take the money: is I think our own government has done so much fucked up shit over the years that saying one government is better than another is a tough one at this point because I mean, we've done
we're
all
much
of it.
better than most governments.
Yeah. You think ours is better?
Yeah,
Yes,
We're
than most
definitely
governments by
better
far.
than Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. It's not like the U.S. government is back in the NFL, right? Like it's not
But
solely.
they
run
are
the
literally
NFL.
stealing from Americans, right? So our own government is stealing money from us. They're all getting fucking stock options, kickbacks, all that other shit. What's the difference at that point for $80 million?
We pretend to not do that.
We pretend.
So
But we do it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's happening every single day. Even then with this Pelosi trip, to circle back at the top of the show, with the semiconductor thing, that was the last stock that Homeboy had sold, and now she's going over there for a semiconductor meeting, and that's not part of your fucking position? I mean, all of these things, even local government, like local government makes the worst fucking decisions, dude.
here's my problem.
So it's tough.
The America First president, right? The guy, the super patriotic president who's like, fuck everybody else, America First, is taking billions of dollars from a country who one of the members of the royal family, who is the ambassador to the United States, paid a piece of shit that worked for him to facilitate the hijackers on 9/11.
Yes.
That is an established fact, right? I've got a problem with that.
So do I. But a lot of people would say when Obama was fucking drone striking the shit out of people over and over again and killing civilians, that country had a problem with him.
Yeah,
as
and
well.
they should. So if somebody from fucking Yemen comes over here and starts working with the U.S. government, I'll call that person a piece of shit too.
Yeah. But I mean, it's the same thing. And, you know, over time, how long did Japan take to forgive us for dropping nukes on them?
Like 2 years, maybe.
Less than that.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, we rebuilt their railroads,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're superior to ours. So their infrastructure.
Their railroads are?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fun.
Their everything is superior to ours. But the whole point in all of this is that all of these people are cunts, all of them. And I'm tired of people pretending like because Trump's your guy, because you're a MAGA person, that somehow means one, that he's not a piece of shit, and two, that somehow his piece of shit behavior is beyond reproach. Like if you don't apply that same level of consistency from the principles that you claim to have to everybody, then you don't really have principles. You're a fucking fanboy.
Yeah.
And that's pathetic.
But with Trump and everybody else who's doing live, it's just a gajillion dollars they're taking, and it's life-changing. Who was it? Pat Perez who did that interview?
It's nice to see Trump's life changed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good for him, man.
Yeah.
It's nice to see him finally
win
get a
for him.
win.
Yeah, good for him, you know? But do we know how much he really has is the other thing. Like, do we know?
I don't know. He owes Atlantic City quite a bit of money.
Because that's what I've heard. And so nobody really knows. Same with fucking Phil Mickelson. What did he take? $250 out of those guys?
And who knows how much he's already gambled away.
Exactly. And how much he owes. Because that's a big portion of it. Now, Barkley, on the other hand, I think he was doing it just simply to get a higher deal out of TBS or TNT, which he got. He magically has a lifetime contract there now, so we'll see. But that type of money, it's so weird to talk about because it doesn't really exist, especially when there's no sponsorships and everything else. The guy this weekend, what did he win, $1.5 million here in the United States?
Yeah, Tony.
Yeah, and the winner of
probably
Live
closer
won
to
$4 million or $4.5
Yeah,
million this
Stenson
weekend.
won over $4.5 million, and he just signed up and just got that deal. He got kicked out of his Ryder Cup captaincy, but I think he doesn't care.
The harder somebody tries to get you to do something that you know you shouldn't, the more you should not do it, right? The more money they offer you to do something, that is a reflection of how fucked up they and you know that situation is.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would just do it.
It also seems like too good to be true now because in about a year or so, they're going to start having obligations that they didn't think they signed up for, and they're going to be like, no, you have to show.
Right, because they added more tournaments to it.
They're gonna start sending all these golfers to flight school, but only teaching the takeoff part. Not the landing.
Yeah, sure are. And that's worth 80. You know, that 80 million goes a long way for Patrick Reed.
Vision 2030.
Goddamn right, dude.
It's the green initiative.
Now's the point in the show where we get to the drinking bro of the week. Is Jessie still here? Is she back there? Yeah. I'm actually going to give it to her. It was a rough one last night. So we had these rolling brownouts here in Texas because of the electrical grid. This is what we had in Los Angeles, by the way. So I'm used to it. However, when you got kids and all that shit and it's 101 degrees at night, it's a little brutal. We got a newborn. Not only was she up taking care of them last night, but she's also editing the new trailer for Rob O'Neill's show, The Operator, that is about to join our network. And she's still back there editing it today. I can promise you she probably got 2 or 3 hours of sleep. If you don't know, she was in the very instrumental in the company. She did, audio-wise, probably one of the best sound engineers in the business. She did the first 500 or 600 episodes of this show. She cuts all of our trailers for us. So shout out to my wife, because last night was brutal. And then she came in and went to work today and fucking is making one of the dopest trailers of all time. And you can subscribe to a Drinkin' Bros podcast Patreon and watch her new show tomorrow night, Crime Corner. It is done well. I think those guys have 3 or 4 in the can, and we're releasing those every Tuesday night on Patreon. We got a bunch of fun shows over on Patreon, so subscribe. Dan's playing video games over there. I've got Uncirced on there. You've got the Get Fucked podcast over there. You've got Crime Corner over there. Ton of content on Drinkin' Bros podcast on Patreon, and that really supports the show, so we greatly appreciate it. And cheers to you, Jabes. Love you. See you on RPR tomorrow. In the meantime, go to iTunes, rate the show 5-star and leave a quick review. Also go to Spotify and just leave a 5-star and walk away. No review to be had there. They don't do that on there, which is fun. And then join us in about 15, 20 minutes on Drinkin' Bros Sports for the Monday morning recap show, in which we'll break down the Deshaun Watson story. 6 games, Stan. 6 games for that guy.
6 too many.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
Tune into Drinkin' Bros Sports. We'll be going live here in about 15, 20 minutes on that YouTube channel. For the rest of you, happy Monday, everybody. Thanks for joining us. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin' Bros Podcast.